Hey, Britain, remember when you voted for Brexit? That was quite the decision, wasn't it? Yeah, about that. Things are a bit messy right now. The streets are bustling, but there's an underlying tension. The UK economy is going through a rough patch. The stock market is on a roller coaster ride, and not the fun kind. It's like trying to make a cup of tea during a power outage, in the rain while wearing oven mitts. Frustrating, right? Just a tad difficult. We're talking about rising prices, businesses struggling to stay afloat, and people feeling the pinch. Small business owners are stressed, trying to make ends meet. Think of it like this. Remember that time you went to the pub and realized you left your wallet at home? Embarrassing and inconvenient. Yeah, it's kind of like that, but for the whole country. So what the bloody hell happened? How did we get here? Well, it's not just one thing, it's a whole parade of unfortunate events, a series of dominoes falling one after another. Brexit, the pandemic, and a few other things decided to throw a party in the UK economy. And it wasn't the kind of party you want to attend. And let's just say they didn't clean up after themselves. The aftermath is a mess, with empty promises and economic debris everywhere. Buckle up, because we're about to break down the UK's economic crisis. It's a wild ride, and not for the faint-hearted, and trust me, it's more exciting than watching paint dry. We'll dive into the details, the ups and downs, and what it means for the future. Experts are debating, trying to find solutions, but it's a complex puzzle. Stay tuned as we unravel the intricacies of this economic roller coaster. From empty wallets to struggling businesses, the impact is widespread, but there's hope. And we'll explore that too, because after every storm there's a sunrise. The UK has faced challenges before and emerged stronger. Let's see how this story unfolds. Remember that whole taking back control thing? It was supposed to be about reclaiming sovereignty, making our own rules and charting our own course, but the reality has been a bit more complicated. Well, it turns out that breaking up with the EU wasn't as simple as unfriending someone on Facebook. It's not just a click and done, it's more like a long, drawn-out breakup where you still have to see each other at parties and share custody of the dog. It's more like trying to untangle a giant plate of spaghetti after someone dumped a bottle of ketchup on it. The mess is everywhere, and it's hard to know where to start. First up, trade barriers. Remember when you could just pop over to France for some cheese and wine without a passport full of stamps? Those spontaneous weekend trips were a delight. Those days are gone, my friend. Now, planning a trip involves a lot more than just booking a ticket. It's a whole process. Now, there's a whole lot more paperwork and red tape, which makes it harder and more expensive for businesses to buy and sell stuff with the EU. It's not just a minor inconvenience, it's a significant barrier. It's like trying to have a conversation through a wall made of crumpets. You can see the other side, but the message just doesn't get through. Clearly, delicious, yes, but not very effective. The barriers are real and they're impacting businesses every day. Brexit analyst media. Business person looking uncertain at investment opportunities, financial chart with arrows going down. Then there's the investment issue. It's a big one. Imagine you're a big company thinking about setting up shop in the UK. You want stability, predictability, and a clear path forward. But then you see all this Brexit uncertainty and you're like, nah, I'm good. The risks seem too high and the rewards too uncertain. I'll just take my money and invest it in a country where the economy isn't a game of roulette, somewhere with a bit more stability and fewer question marks. Brexit analyst media, group of diverse workers missing, labour shortage sign in a field. And let's not forget about the labour shortages. This is another critical issue. Remember all those workers from the EU who used to help keep things running? They were the backbone of many industries. Well, many of them have gone home, leaving businesses scrambling to find people to pick strawberries, drive trucks and staff hospitals. The impact is felt across the board. It's like trying to build a house with only a hammer and a spatula. Not ideal. The tools we need are no longer available, and the job is much harder as a result. The challenges are real and they're not going away anytime soon. And it's not just businesses feeling the pinch. Consumers are noticing too. Empty supermarket shelves and longer wait times for products are becoming more common. Small businesses, in particular, are struggling to adapt. The increased costs and delays are hitting them hard, and some are even closing their doors for good. The flow of goods has slowed down, and the once bustling ports and border crossings are now scenes of delays and frustration. The system is under strain, and it's showing. People are starting to voice their frustrations. Protests and calls for change are becoming more frequent as the reality of the situation sets in. Meanwhile, politicians are locked in heated debates, trying to find solutions but often just adding to the noise. The path forward is anything but clear. It's a confusing time, and many are left wondering which direction to take. The road ahead is uncertain, and the challenges are many, but one thing is clear: the journey is far from over. Just when you thought things couldn't get any weirder, 2020 decided to hit the pandemic button. Remember those lockdown days? Working from home in your pajamas, baking sourdough bread, and wondering if you'd ever see the inside of a pub again? Yeah, good times, except not really pandemic specialists. The pandemic forced businesses to close, people to stay home, and the economy to grind to a halt. It was like someone hit the pause button on the entire country. To soften the blow, the government stepped in with furlough schemes and business loans. Think of it like giving the economy a giant hug and a cup of tea. But all that spending came at a price, a massive increase in government debt. It's like putting everything on your credit card and then realizing you left your wallet at the pub. Again. Just when we thought we were emerging from the pandemic, energy prices decided to have their own little rave. Remember when you could turn on your heating without fearing bankruptcy? Pepperidge Farm remembers. The reasons for this energy price surge are complicated, like trying to explain the offside rule in football to someone who's never seen a game. But basically it boils down to a perfect storm of increased demand, limited supply, and geopolitical tensions. The result? Sky-high energy bills for businesses and households, making everything more expensive. It's like trying to run a marathon while carrying a backpack full of bricks. You'll get there eventually, but it's going to be painful. The world has been grappling with unprecedented challenges, and the supply chain is no exception. Remember the good old days when you could walk into a shop and actually find what you were looking for? Yeah, me neither. It feels like a distant memory, a time when shopping was straightforward and stress-free. The pandemic threw a giant wrench into the global supply chain, and it's still causing chaos. Factories shut down, shipping routes were disrupted, and labor shortages became the norm. Think of the supply chain like a giant game of pass the parcel, where the parcel is your new TV and the players are factories, ships, and truck drivers. Each player has a crucial role, and if one drops the ball, the whole system falters. Now imagine some of those players are missing and the parcel keeps getting lost in the mail. Delays become inevitable and the frustration mounts. That's the supply chain crisis in a nutshell. It's a complex web of interdependencies, and when one link breaks, the entire chain suffers. The result? Shortages of everything from computer chips to toilet paper, and prices going up faster than a squirrel on a double espresso. It's a ripple effect that touches every aspect of our lives. It's enough to make you want to scream into the void, preferably while surrounded by a stockpile of canned goods. But amidst the chaos, there's a lesson to be learned about resilience and adaptability. Communities are coming together, finding innovative solutions and supporting each other through these tough times. It's a reminder that even in the face of adversity, we can find strength in unity. While the road to recovery may be long, there's hope on the horizon. With collective effort and determination, we can navigate these challenges and emerge stronger.